hope you're doing great. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Julie Ambani, commonly known as Jules, and on this channel we talk about books, literature, development, and a sprinkle of other things here and there. If that sounds like your cup of tea, please feel free to subscribe to this channel and give it a thumbs up. Yeah, let's move on to the video. Okay, fun fact, I'm shooting this video in literally 10 minutes because I have to leave and go to Lexa's Kenyan Readathon live event. I'm so late, but I just have to shoot this before I go because I won't have any other time during this weekend to shoot. Anyway, today I'll be doing another tag, and this tag is called the Boujee Booktuber tag. I first saw it on Sarah's YouTube page. The YouTube page is called Hardcover Hats, and I've linked it in the description so you can check out her content. It's really good, to be sincere. And without further ado, I'm going to jump right into the first question. So I'm reading things down here, so if you see me looking down, that's what I'm doing. Number 1, what is your average monthly budget for books? I don't necessarily have a monthly budget for books because there are many months that can pass when I don't buy any book at all. I just buy books when I want to buy it, depending on my needs. Of course, depending on the financial availability of, money to buy the books. So I don't necessarily have a monthly budget for books. Yeah. Number 2, what's the most you've ever spent in a bookstore? I think the largest amount I've spent in a bookshop is 18,000 Kenyan shillings. That's around 170 something US dollars. And before any of you start thinking I'm super rich with all this money to spend in the bookstore, no. What happened is I was on a kind of book buying restriction because I really wanted to read all the unread books that I have in my collection before adding any more new books. And I think I didn't buy books for a period of almost 5 or 6 months, something out of the sort. And every month I will put aside some money because I knew when I do buy books, I'll have like a huge list, because when you're on Bookstagram, you see all the new books that are coming out, and I couldn't buy them, but I was writing them down because I wanted to eventually get them. So when I went to buy the books that day, I remember looking at the final cost and I was like, oh my goodness. Yeah, so that's the highest amount I've ever spent in a bookshop. I don't make it a habit. I'm not that rich yet, but once I'm rich, guys, I can be buying as many books as I want, honestly. But for now, we keep it reasonable. So yeah. Number 3, are you willing to pay full price for a brand new release, or will you wait until you have a coupon or there's a sale? I don't think the coupon thing works here in Kenya, and our bookshops don't have as much sales anyways. For me, FOMO really bothers me, so I tend to buy the book when it's brand new released. It tends to be a bit more expensive because you find that either it's the hardcover or the, what do they call, the hardback. Then 1 year later you find a paperback has been released and it's half the price, and sometimes it really bothers me, but I think I'll just continue to buy the new releases. If I really want to read it, I won't wait, I'll just buy it. It is what it is. Number 4, would you rather buy one new book or several less expensive used copies? I'd say that depends on what the book is. If it's a new book that I know I can't find a second-hand version, I'll get the new book. If I can find this book in second-hand and it's a book that maybe I wasn't too excited for it to have it new, I don't see why not. In Kenya, we also have these second-hand bookshops, like half-price books. So, and I've bought there before, so yeah. It really just depends on what book it is, to be sincere. Number 5, what do you think is a reasonable price for a new hardback book, or a paperback, or an ebook? Genuinely, I feel like books should be free. Of course, that won't be fair to the authors who spent, time and probably shed tears to write them. But what is the reasonable price? I would say in Kenyan shillings for a hardback or paperback, the reasonable price in my opinion is around 1800. I'm saying that because I know there's some that I've bought at 3,000. I'm talking to you, The Sex Lives of African Women. I'm talking to you, Butter Honey Pig Bread. So yeah, I bought them, and you know, do I regret it? Not necessarily, but was that amount reasonable? I don't think so. So I'd say around 1,800. And then for a paperback, I'd say around 1,100, 1,200, in my opinion. For an ebook, I'm not too sure. $1, $2, $2, I think. That's just my opinion. Okay, next. Is a signed book worth more to you? How about a first edition? If the signed book is by my fantasy authors that I really love, then yes, it's worth more to me. In fact, I have this collection of books by my favorite author, who is Mark Lawrence, and these books are signed and dedicated to me. Let me show you. Look. Yay! And it's all 3 of them. So these were actually sent to me as a gift by Mark and his beta reader called Mitriel, who has a new book coming in November, by the way. I'll link it down there for the Goodreads so that you're able to save it. But yeah, I think I would love all my books to be signed by Mark Lawrence, all his books. I would love all my fantasy books to be signed by their authors. Actually, speaking of which, I did win a book that's coming soon from Evan Winter, signed and dedicated. It's called The Rage of Dragons. I love that book. So yes, signed books mean a lot to me if they're from authors that I value and, you know, care about and would want to meet one day. If it's just random signed book, I'm pretty indifferent. Like, I like it, but I can also live without it, if that makes sense. What was the second part of this question? How about a first edition? I've never really thought about it. Not really. I'm not much of a collector in that sense, so no, not really, not too much. Yeah. Number 7, what is your most valuable book? Either sentimental or actual value. I will say the ones I've just shown you, they're valuable because first, they're by my favorite author, then they're signed and dedicated by him. In terms of price-wise, I will say the most expensive books I have are Butter Honey Pig Bread and The Sex Lives of African Women. I think those are, I got them immediately they came out. FOMO was, disturbing me. I'm really trying to control that FOMO, but I think that answers that. In terms of just value, there's actually one that it's right now. I lent it to my friend in France. It's called So Good They Can't Ignore You. It's valuable to me because I think that book literally changed my life, but maybe I'll make another separate video about it. But yes, that's one book that I think changed my life, changed my year. My 2022 changed literally just because of reading that one book. So I think those are the ones I would say are most valuable to me. Number 8, will you pay more for a cover or edition you like better? I will say yes, I would. For a cover I like better. Also, if you love fantasy books, I see people in the US and in Europe, basically all other continents that are not Africa, really have these really nice collections of the books. Like, even just the Mark Lawrence books, like there's some that, yes, I have his books, but sometimes I see some new editions really coming out or some covers, and I'm like, yes, if I have money, honestly, I will collect all of them because they're so beautiful. And anyway, at that time I have money, so it's not that I'm not feeling the pinch or anything. So yeah, I think I would pay more. If I could afford, I would, for sure. Number 9, what physical characteristics does a good quality book have? 1, the cover is not, like, how do I explain it, brittle. Like, it can inaweza finyika at any moment. There's just the cover should be good quality. The pages should be good quality. I hate when pages aren't thick enough, like, for you to highlight without it seeping to the other side of the page. I don't like that at all. I like pages that I can highlight, and when I turn the other side, there's nothing there. I also think the pages should be good paper, preferably not the bright white pages. I don't like that. I like the off-white type of pages. I think those are it. And then the spine and the binding, you know, everything should just be in good quality. I can't really go into details, but I will say that's like top 3 for me: the cover, the pages, the spine, and binding. Number 10, if you won the lottery, what bookish things will you do with the money? First, buy all special editions of all the fantasy books I love. All of them, I will do that. Number 2, install actually a good library into the house that I will obviously have moved into with this money. Like one room that's just purely a library, and put like a bookish nook on it. Number 3, all the books that are in a destination that exists, that I've wanted to visit, I will definitely make my way to those destinations. Number 4, I will probably, okay, this is a bit tricky because I know she was cancelled or whatnot, but I do want to still experience Potter World. Is it called Potter World? Something like that. What else would I do? I would probably support a local bookshop, particularly Noria, because they have this campaign on period poverty, and that's something that's really dear in my heart, and I'm working on something concerning period poverty that I'll share soon, so I'll probably donate something towards that. And also it's an independent bookshop, so yeah. I'd also support all other independent bookshops in Kenya, and then if there's money left over, I'd also support the traditional bookshops. I'm saying independent primarily because I feel like they don't have the market that naturally comes with a big name, and they do tend to stock better titles, in my humble opinion. What else would I do? I think I'd just go read in different places. Like, how does it feel to read in a cafe in France? How does it feel to read in Santorini? I think that's the stuff I'd do. I honestly don't have a very good answer, and I'll probably think of better things once I finish this video. That's how life happens. The moment you need an answer, you don't really have it. After you're done with what you're doing, the answers come. But yeah, that's probably what I'll do. And we're done with this tag. Let me know which was your favorite tag there. What has surprised you? What has not surprised you? What do you relate to? Let me know in the comments. And you know, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video.